everybody. Welcome, Tammy from Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. Today we're in our YouTube corner, the corner of my office where I like to come to you guys monthly right now for a knitting podcast. I'm hoping this month I'm able to start possibly doing 2 knit podcasts a month. We'll see what's going on with everything else that is happening. But yeah, I'm hoping to be able to come to you guys twice a month for a knitting podcast, since we will not be doing any gardening or anything because of the weather's turning cold. So hopefully I will be able to do that. But today is November 25th and we have a lot to go over. We have some new updates to the website. If you can hear the plane going over, that's really loud. It sounds like it's gonna hit my house. We're right across the street from the airport. So we have some updates to the website, some new stitch stoppers, some new designs for our cord and needle organizer bag. So I'm going to show you those. We have some finished objects. We have quite a bit of progress on our current WIPs. Nothing new for a WIP to show you, but some new information that I need to share. So if you're interested in any of this, stick around. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to welcome everybody to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by and sitting with me and going through all of my knitting with me. I really appreciate it. For those of you who this might be the very first video you are watching, feel free to subscribe to my channel. It does benefit me by you subscribing to my YouTube channel, and it doesn't cost anything for you to subscribe to a YouTube channel. Okay, and for those of you who have been coming back for week after week after week after week, I really appreciate every one of you for doing that. So let's get into showing you what we have new into the website. Okay, so new into the website, I will show you the new couple of designs that I have for the cord organizer. These are a pre-order thing. It allows you to pick 8 different tags so that you can specify and be specific for your knitting needs. So this is one of the newest ones I have in the shop. It's kind of like a hippy dippy polka dot bag, yeah, with red. And then I have my hot air balloons with teal and yellow. So these are the 2 that I have at the moment that can be picked off on the website to add the to add your 8 numbers that you want to pick for your tags, and then allows you to pick the color of leather that you want on the back of the design itself. So those are the 2 newest ones. I'm adding more and more into the shop every day. I just have not been able to get much added into the shop, trying to get caught up on all of the gift sewing that I need to do, all the orders that I have for Christmas, and getting all those done. Once those are done, then I'll start adding more and more into the shop. But right now, those are the ones that I have in the shop. Okay, with stitch stoppers. We have a number of new stitch stoppers in the shop. We have refilled all of our Eeyore and Piglet. We've refilled some of the Buffalo Bills ones. We've refilled, I'm trying to think, there were so many that came in the other day, and a lot of them were a refill on stuff that we had, like the ducks and the yellow ducks, and what else? I can't even think of what all the other ones that we had. I got a whole pile of them in, but I got a number of new ones. So let me show you the new ones that we have into the shop. For those of you who are Pepsi fans, we got some Pepsi ones. Yellowstone fans, we have the Yellowstone Ranch emblem. Okay, for you sports enthusiasts, I got a couple of different ones. For those of you who are in Tennessee that watch my podcast, I got Tennessee Titan ones, or Tennessee Vols, sorry, not Titans, Tennessee Vols. If you are in Tennessee, I've got some of these in the shop. Or if you're not in Tennessee and you like the Tennessee Vols, but I know Tennessee is real big on their football. I also got some different Buffalo Bills ones. This has got a helmet with the actual Buffalo logo. We have these in the shop. And then for Pittsburgh, the Steelers, we got a helmet and then just their Steeler emblem on those. So those are all of my sports ones that have been added in. A couple of the other new ones that we have. We've had the mystery bus, but it was like the scary mystery bus. So this is the original mystery bus. I was able to find the original mystery bus. So we now have mystery bus, and then we have scary mystery bus for those of you who like Scooby-Doo. But we've got this in the on the website. We've got E.T. And then we have Mickey and Minnie. Got a few more other characters coming. They should be here in a couple of days. Just been gradually ordering, seeing some different things. Some I needed to refill. Oh, the other one that I was able to refill was Pebbles and Bam Bam that got sold out. I'm trying to think. There was quite a few of them that got sold out that I needed to fill in. Oh, Chip and Dale was sold out, so I got them refilled. Yeah, I think that's all that I've gotten refilled, but yeah, able to get those refilled into the shop. So that is basically all of the new things into the shop. For those of you who don't know, I have a website, tammyshomesteadingcrafts.com, where I sell my project bags and I sell stitch stoppers and stitch markers for knitting and crocheting. Also, we have a couple of things going on with the website for this week. It'll be after Thanksgiving, so I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving and was able to enjoy time with your family and friends, the ones that you really want to spend time with. But it is after Thanksgiving and we have a sale going on, and this will air on Sunday, so there'll only be one day left of the sale. So hopefully you guys are subscribed to my email and you will get my email, or you will get the notification that I put out on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram. So if you guys don't follow me, the links are below, but we are going to be doing a weekend sale, the 29th, my birthday sale, and it's going into Small Business Saturday on the 30th, and then we're carrying it right over to Monday, December 2nd for Cyber Monday. So we are having a weekend sale for 4 days, and it is going to be 30% off your order when you place an order on the website. So for any of you who are interested in doing that, check over to the website. There's still quite a few bags, some Christmas bags, a lot of stitch stoppers on the website. They make great Christmas gifts for those of you who are looking to do it. The only two things that are not on the website that are not on the sale would be the cord organizer, because it is a special order and a pre-order, and then the leather bag, which is also a special order pre-order type bag. So those are the two things that will not be on the 30% off, but everything else will cover 30% off when it's put into the shopping cart. Okay, so I guess that's it for updates to the website and what is going on at Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. So let's talk about their finished projects, because I got quite a few of them. So let's go into those. Okay, so our first finished object, I don't know if I started this. I don't think I started this before I started my one shawl, but I did get this finished. It is my Musselboro hat that I made for my great nephew for Christmas. Got this done. It is using Hobby Lobby hand-dyed yarn that they have, and There wasn't a name on the tag. I didn't notice a name on there, but it's there when it's caked, when it's rolled up and twisted. One end is dark blue and the other end is the light white with speckles. So I ended up getting this done. It has not blocked or anything yet, so I need to wash it and block it, get it ready for giving it as a gift. But I got this off the needle, so that's one less thing that I have to think about knitting. But I did get it done. Looks really nice, really happy with the way it's striped out. So one of my projects done. The other thing that I got done, and I don't know, I know I had it on the needles the last time I had podcasted, but this is my husband had asked for an ascot for going out in the cold, and he didn't really care what color it was. Well, I had a whole bunch of hunting orange worsted weight acrylic yarn because he's not going to be nice to it at all, so I wasn't going to use my hand-dyed thick weight yarn when I know he's just going to abuse it daily. So I just got him a worsted one. Again, this has not been blocked. I need to wash it, block it, get it ready for him to use. That way there's no scent in it. But yeah, I got this done. Happy with it. It's nice and thick. It goes up on the back of his neck like he wanted so that he could put his hat down, and it can go up and kind of cover his ears a little bit too, because it'll stretch a little bit when I block it. So I got this done. And this is the Miss Marples scarf on Instagram, and I believe it, or not Instagram, on Ravelry, and I believe it is a free pattern. I've had it for quite a few years, and I've done quite a few of them. Really do like the pattern. And then the next thing is my Always Beware shawl. I got this done. This again is not blocked. I got everything done, and I just have not blocked anything yet. I love how it went from the one and then alternated halfway through and knitted down. Yeah, it's going to stretch a little bit. It's not as big of a shawl as some of the other ones that I've had. I had quite a bit left over, and I actually went 2 rows longer than they said because I wanted it to be a little bit longer. They wanted me to stop here with this and do an I-cord, and I did 2 more and then did the I-cord. I probably could have easily done another full set and it wouldn't have still been too big, but it'll stretch a little bit when I get it blocked. Really happy that I added the I-cord on each side. It closed with an I-cord, which I was thrilled with, but I added an I-cord on each side, and I liked that. It just gave it a nice finished look, evened out my stitches on the sides. But this yarn is the blue. The solid blue is from Kimber of Kimber's Cozy Creations. It is her color of the year. I went to her, I ordered her monthly yarn subscription this past year, and it was a year in color. And I want to say this might have been January. I think it was January that she did the blue, and then she did the greens in February and March. I'm not really sure. I can't remember how she put them out. But this was her royal blue that she put out, and I really like it. It was a very pretty blue. And then my other colorway here, and this is from Needles at the Ready, and this is Monsters U. And I like that color with the green and the blue variegated. I thought it really looked nice together, and I love the color of the scarf. And of course, like I said, I had stuff left over, so what did I make? I made myself one of my favorite beanies to go with it, so that now I have a beanie that matches my hat or my shawl when I wear it. I can go pick out a beanie. Didn't quite have enough of the Monsters U, so I just topped it with the blue, held that double right there at the crown, and it was right at my decreases that I ended up running out, which was okay. You know, just a little bit of the solid blue there at the top. Very happy with it. I love these hats. I wear them all the time. They're not very warm, but it just gives me something over my ears and to keep my hair from flying everywhere when I go outside. And it's a nice little beanie. I like it. I've never had a muscle burrow, never wore a muscle burrow, and I do like the way they fit because I try them all on every time I make them for everybody. I try them on just to see how they fit, and I do like it, and it would be a nice warm hat if I was to go out. But I have some of these that are made out of worsted weight, that are 2 skeins of worsted weight held together. They're very warm, but these ones made of fingering 2 together are not warm by any means. They're just a decorative hat to have on. That is all of my finished objects. Yeah, I got quite a bit done, and I got quite a bit of knitting done on the projects that I have. You guys will be amazed of where I am with my daily knit wrap that I'm doing. So let's talk about our WIPs. Okay, so our first WIP, I'm going to bring out my daily knit shawl. Shawl wrap. It's basically a wrap at this point in time. It's getting quite long. Got quite a bit done on it. Where was I? I was all the way down here in the brown the last time we podcasted, so I've gotten that much done. So I was in the brown, and I got all of that done. It's quite a bit. I am on November 22nd. That's pretty good. I'm not even a week behind. Last week we didn't have a meeting, so I had no chance to do any knitting on it, and I would have gotten caught up. I actually got ahead a little bit because one meeting took a lot longer, and I was like, well, okay, I'm just going ahead to the next days because I know I'm not going to be able to knit on it for a whole week, so I'll go ahead and move my days. So that's what I did. But I'm into the second cake of yarn that I have. There's still a lot here. There's a lot of yarn here, but I'm almost done with this really light, bright color here to get into another darker color. I think since it's really not very big yet to wrap around, I think I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to like restart January's patterns since I tore all that out. Start January's patterns and work on it for a little bit until I get it to the length that I think I want it for just a wrap up here. It's not going to be super, super warm, but if I have a wrap, I can wrap it around 2 times, you know. I can wrap it over my shoulders and around, you know. I don't know. I just want to be able to have something maybe around my neck or whatever. But yeah, that's where I'm at with this. It's definitely, I'm trying to keep the same amount of stitches, but as you can tell, it's grown. And I don't know. I think I'm just getting looser with my stitches, because I don't think I have a whole extra amount of stitches, because if I add, I always remember how many I'm adding and take them out. But yeah, oh well, like I said, it's just for me up here in the office to have a wrap around me to kind of stay warm. So that's where we're at with that. I guess the next project that is the oldest would be my sorrel tee. And I am to the point, I just want this off the needles. And I'm almost there. I really am. I have not tried it on in a while, but it is almost to the waist where I can start doing a nice ribbing on this. And there's not much on the sleeves, but I really want to make sure that I use most of my yarn because I don't have a project to use this with. So I want to, there's still quite a bit of yarn left of these two. And the sleeves are not going to take hardly anything because they're just a cap sleeve. There's maybe 2 more rows and then I start the ribbing. So I would do another, well, to make it match what I've got here with then I would have to do 3 more rows of blue, of the dark blue, then another 4 rows of the light blue, and then they're telling you to start ribbing, and it's just an inch of a rib. I need to try it on and see how it fits, see where I'm at. I definitely don't want to cut. I'm not worried about pulling up because there's short sleeves. So I'm not worried about the sleeves as much as taking up any of the body. But I did get a little bit done. I was here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 repeats done, because 4 rows is a repeat for me, is what I try to do while I sit down, and I'll do all 4 rows. Having a real hard time again with the line showing up on the correct side, because this is the outside. I know if I turned it around the other way and tried wrapping, I'd have it running down the correct side again. So I don't know. It's really frustrating me. I got to figure out how to be able to use 2 skeins of fingering yarn together instead. And I don't want to hold them, but I have a ton of 1 skeins of fingering that I can put 2 together, and I don't mind a striped shirt, but I guess maybe I'm going to have to just start it and do 1 row, 1 stripe, and that way wrapping it right there at one time and changing and using the other one, I guess you're not going to notice it so much. There's 4 that wrap and you get a little bit of a run. So yeah, but I just got to try this on and see where I'm at with the length. I know it usually is 15 inches, 16 inches, and I'm probably close to being there. But I do know from my other 2 sweaters that I did, I think I went longer than 15, just because I didn't like the way it fit on me with the 15. I went 16 or 17 and then put my ribbing on. I know it does grow when I block it, but I'm okay with it being a little bit longer than that. I would rather it be longer than shorter. I'm not into a cropped belly type shirt by any means. So that's where I'm at with this. I do love it, but I am so ready to have it off the needles. I want to get something else on. I've seen a couple of things lately that I want to do, but like I said, I don't want to have a good chunk of this left over and not be able to use it. I might, since I know I've used more of this because I started with this and this was the main color, and I only used this color for my drop stitches and the yoke part of it. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to use this just for my ribbing because I do have more of this left. And they are from the same dyer. They're both Cornbread and Honey, and this one is Seaside, and this one is her March Patreon. But yeah, that's I think what I'm going to do, and I will end up using both of those for, that one for the ribbing on the collar and also on the arms. But, I don't want to do too much here and then run out and not have enough to finish my arms. And I could possibly just cast on and do an I-cord, but I really want a little bit more and then the ribbing on top of that to go there. But yeah, we're getting there. It's just, this is something I really have to think about, my wrapping on that side. And half the time I take back and look and I think I got it good, and then like here I thought I had it really good and it's not. And it's frustrating me at this point in time, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what to do to fix it. So if you got any ideas, link them down below. Let me know. Tell me what you think would be the best way to fix it. I mean, I'm trying to wrap. I'm not taking it out at this point in time. If I take it out, I won't reknit it. So I'm not taking it out by any means. It is down the side seam, and I guess you always have a seam somewhere, whether it's in the back, side, whatever, when you knit, you know, but if you're knitting in the round, you shouldn't have a seam, and that's the whole point of knitting in the round, so you don't have a seam. But since I have two colors going, I'm going to have a seam. But my seam didn't seem so bad when I did every 2 rows with my salty air tea. So maybe that's what I'm going to have to go back to when I start doing some of these others that have 2 different skeins. I end up every 2 rows rotating the color out, striping it that way. I don't know. I just got to try to get it to look better. I'm just really frustrated with that, and constantly knowing how to wrap so that I'm getting seamless or a no-show wrap on a purl side. I mean, it's not showing on the knit side, but it's showing on the purl side, and I'm wrapping it on, I'm bringing it over onto the knit side and wrapping it, and then taking it back over. And I don't know why the line is on the other side. I don't know. It's frustrating me big time. Okay, enough about that. I've bored you enough with that one. Okay, so let's talk, I guess maybe my next thing that I've had on the needles longest would be my cardigan. Yeah, I think I started this next. So we got quite a bit done on this. I have, where's my, this is where I was for the body. Now I've got the body all pinned up because I've decided that I want to work on the sleeves and try to get a good portion of the sleeves done, because they're going to take quite a bit. So I caked up 2 skeins of yarn, used the sleeves. I want to get the sleeves done so I know where I'm at with my length. Because from what it says right now, I'm supposed to be able to be done with the length of the sweater and add the ribbing on. But I know that putting long sleeves on brings up the sweater, and I don't want to finish it with the ribbing and then put the collar on, which is another thick ribbing on top of that, and find out that it's really not long enough. So I thought, well, I'll get the sleeves done, get them to the length they need to be, and then I can deal with finishing the length of the sweater. And I have enough yarn. I have another skein that I haven't even gotten into, and I also have another skein set at the yarn store that I will pick up in a couple of weeks. So yeah, I was kind of hoping I would have the sleeves done before then. So, and knowing where I'm at with my yarn, if I for sure really need that other skein. I don't want to not get it and need it, but I don't want to buy it if I don't need it, because I don't know what I'm going to do with one skein. Granted, it's a neutral skein. I could easily make a nice hat. I could probably hold it double and make a decent hat with it. And if I have it left over, that's probably what I'll end up doing. But, you know, if I don't need it, I would not take it. But so I'm into my sleeves. I've got them started. I picked them up the other day, and I've got about an inch new done on the sleeves there. The pick up underneath the arms there. 2 at a time. I'm trying to get them so they're the same length. I've got to, after so many, after 6 inches, I have to start decreasing. So I wanted to make sure I was doing them at the exact same time so that I didn't have to worry about knowing where I was picking up what I was not doing. But yeah, so that's where we're at with this. Going really good. It's an easy one to take with me. It's just bulky at this point in time. I was taking it with me and doing it, and then I stopped because there's just so much, you know, it's just knit and then purl back, knit and purl back, and that I can do sitting here at the house. It's lightweight, it's light yarn. I'm not having an issue with it. So I've just been keeping that at home to do that there. Okay, I guess the next thing that I had on the needles would have been my, oh, and let me, that pattern for the cardigan, let me get that. It is the pure comfort cardigan is what I'm using for the cardigan. So yeah, and I'm not doing the pockets on it because I figured if I do the pockets, I'll end up sticking more stuff in the pockets. It'll be lopsided. So I'm just going to make it so that it's just a sweater to put on and not have pockets. I might regret that, but right now I don't want the pockets. Okay, so my next thing is my Treasure Trove wrap. This is by Stephen West. And this I love. I never thought I would like a Stephen West pattern, but I do like this pattern. I love the design of it. I love how it looks. The only problem that I have is this dark yarn with, now that it's getting dark at 4 o'clock, I can't knit this at night. So I'm really having a hard time getting any, I mean, I have gotten a lot of progress. I was way down here, and I have gotten quite a bit of progress. I do take this when I go to day knits because it's usually in a place where it's very bright and I can easily see. It's an easy pattern to do in a group. So I try to take it then and get as much as I can done there. I have 2 more rounds, and it's a 6-row repeat. I have 2 more repeats before I start alternating into my next color. I didn't know how many to do because it doesn't really tell you. It just says till you have 25 grams left, and then you start alternating. Well, I weighed it and I had 25 grams left. Well, it gave me quite a bit, and I still had this much left over. Now, it probably wouldn't have done a whole nother row, but if I would have known, I could have done 2 more solid here, 2 more solid tans before I did the alternating, and only done 4 rows of alternating. But to keep that looking the same, I'm doing, I think there's 12, and then there's 6 alternating, and then so I'm going to do 12 here, and then I'll alternate for 6 and then do it that way. And I'm hoping I don't run out of yarn of one of them, but I'm hoping I don't have a ton left over of yarn either. I did put that yarn in my stash with my, to do a scrappy project at some point in time. I don't know. I'm not keen on those. I have my shawl that I'm doing, but I don't know. I haven't, everybody is like, oh, do you want to do a blanket? I really don't. I really don't want to do a blanket. I don't know. I might end up doing a blanket. Who knows? I don't know as I want to do a jelly roll blanket. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm up in the air of what I'm going to do with all of this bin of fingering weight yarn here. Some of it, there might be enough to make a pair of shorty socks, and I might do that. I might pull some out and start doing some socks, and maybe making, I don't really want to do scrappy socks because I don't want to have to knit in all of those ends. And I've noticed when I do socks, by doing a magic knot, when you're doing a sock, if it ends up on the bottom of the foot somewhere, it just is not comfortable to have a magic knot. And I haven't mastered the split splice, the spit splice. I haven't mastered that to wet felt them together because it all is 100% wool. It should spit splice together, but I've not mastered it where it is not come apart on me. So I can felt things in the dryer, but I can't do it out of the dryer. We all know that. Okay, so the very last project that I have, so I only now have 5 projects on the needles. My very last project is my, what is this? It is the Friend. What's the name of this tea? Restless tea. This is the Restless tea. And I finally got it split for sleeves. When I did last, I was up here, so I hadn't quite split for sleeves. I got it split for sleeves. So this is now a relatively easy knit to take wherever I want to go. I love the detail on the sleeves with that. The only thing I have to do now is pick them up and do an I-cord when I'm done. And same with around the neck. This fades out. The yarn fades. I went from the outside of the cake to the inside because I didn't want this brighter color by my face. So I'm going to end with quite a bright color in there, which is okay. And it'll look nice, I think, next to the purple, to be able to have a I-cord around the neck and an I-cord around the sleeves in that color, and it'll blend it all together. So this has just been, now that it is now that I have separated for sleeves and I'm done with the design on the outside. Oops, this came untied. Don't need that untied. I'll end up losing my stitches on there. So now that it has been separated for sleeves, it's relatively easy to do. It probably is a little bit too long of a V. I might have to, I don't know, I haven't tried it on in a while. But I do know it's definitely going to fit. But the V might not be too low. We'll see when I put it on and see before I add the I-cord. If it is, I can add a bigger I-cord and I can cut in a little bit and decrease a little bit there if I needed to. But yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do with that. It's just working on this. My plan, this is my, so that is all. Actually, we'll talk about plans in just a minute. That is all of the knitting that I have on the needles, other than my pair of socks that I have not looked at in over 2 years that I was starting to design. So we have 5 projects on the needles. They're all pretty well into it. The one, I could get done the shawl or the wrap, the daily wrap. I could be done with that by the end of the year. Pretty much easy if I wanted to finish that. But I might go again on to next year. Depends on how long it is when I get done with my next month and a week, month and 2 weeks of stitches to see where I'm at. If it's long enough, I'll cast off. If I feel I need it to be longer or want it longer, I'll keep going. But my goal here is to be able to get my sorrel off the needles for sure by the end of the year. Get the cardigan pretty close to being off the needles. I think the ribbing that I'm doing on the side might end up taking me a little bit. I haven't figured out, the directions are a little, I'm not understanding them, so I'm just trying to not think about them right now and do everything that I know. And then once I'm ready for picking up for the collar in that ribbing panel, I will figure that out when I get to it. But right now, I'm not even thinking about that. My treasure trove, once I get out of that dark brown, I'll be able to do that during the day. And now that I have, oh, did you guys see my new chair? I got a new chair for my office. Very comfortable. got rid of the old hard wooden one that I made the cushion for. I got this past weekend. I've been wanting a Queen Anne high back chair for my office. They're narrow with my footstool. I've got my TV up here, and with the extra lights, I might be able to work on that up here and get that going. So that's going to be probably going to try to start doing that, is come up here in the evening or stay up here after I'm done sewing for a little bit, sit and knit on that at night to try to get through that dark brown. Once I'm through the dark brown, I can see to do that anywhere, you know, with the light that I have downstairs, but it's just, I'm having a really hard time seeing the dark brown when it's just not as bright downstairs as it is up here. Even at night, it's not as bright downstairs, or even during the day, it's not that bright. I try to work on it in the morning when the sun is coming in the house, but that's where I'm at. But I would like to try to get most of these off the needles by the first of the year. That's my plan, because I have a couple of ideas of things that I want to do. I've seen some really cute vests, and I think I'd like to do some finger and weight vests along with a lot of t-shirts that I have. I have so many different yarns to do different things with, and I haven't found the exact pattern that I want to use, but I'm working on it. But I have so many different things of color here. I want to start using through some of my yarn. I have a lot of it, and I keep getting more every month. And I just want to start using it. It's either that or I have to start buying my skeins in skeins of 2 and not do, I love doing my monthly colorways. I love getting that extra color of the month from different places, and I enjoy it. But then I'm also, you know, when I go and see colors, I've been trying to buy 2, because right now, for me, a short sleeve t-shirt I can do with 2 skeins of fingering yarn. And if I want it longer, I know the 2 skeins, like a, oh yeah, what is that? The rocket tee. That's the word I was thinking of. The rocket tee is really nice. But my other thing is I want to try and start doing different t-shirts, different patterns. I want to learn different stitches. I want to do different things. And I can do a lot of shawls, and I love the shawls, and I do wear them. But I do have quite a few of them. I want to try to start wearing more of my t-shirts, my tank tops. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm really trying to figure out, you know, I've got all of this flow, really pretty colors. I've got 5 of these now, and I might end up starting to do maybe some sort of a wrap that's a 5 skein wrap or something. Yeah, to try to use some of these up. That would be a very big shawl wrap. I mean, I like the more of the wraps than I think a big huge shawl, because I don't know how or if I would wear a big huge shawl, but a wrap I could wear more like a scarf if I wanted to, and down my back. I don't know. It's just some things I'm thinking about wanting to do with my knitting. But okay, so that is it for the knitting part of it. Let's go and talk about where we're going to be. We've got a lot of stuff going on, so let me talk about that. Okay, so where you can find us. Well, if you're watching this first thing this morning, this is going to air December 1st. I will be today at Cornbread Honey for the wrap up of her the trunk show that she's doing for me there, and for her birthday anniversary that she's doing for her 1-year anniversary of the shop. So that if you are in Ohio and you want to stop over, sit with me, knit with me, I will be at Cornbread Honey from 11 to 3 today, December 2nd, to finalize that trunk show and to help celebrate with her for her 1-year anniversary of owning a local yarn store. Love to see you if you are out and about, to see you there. The next place that you can see me is December 7th, Saturday. There is a trunk show going on right now. It started the 21st of November and it's going through to December 7th at Longtail Knits. You'll be able to find me there Saturday from 11 to 4 at Longtail Knits in Northfield, Ohio. In Tanya's Cornbread and Honey is in Painesville, Ohio. So then December 7th at Longtail Knits in Northfield, Ohio from 11 to 4. I will be at her shop that day, finishing up, finalizing the trunk show there. So if you guys are wanting to sit down, knit, I know she has some classes for felting and stuff, or macrame. She has some classes going on, so check out her website. Possibly sit down for a class. Sit and chat. I would love to meet any of you that come. It's always a fun time when I go to Janine's and sit at the long table and knit and talk with everybody. It is so much fun. I really, truly enjoy being there and setting and talking with everybody. So I hope you get out and see you there. The other thing that is going on right now is Christie's Fiber Arts in Edmonds, Oklahoma, is doing a trunk show for me. That is going on till we don't know when. We are keeping it open-ended at this point in time. It started November 21st. We are going to keep it through to till she says she stops really selling anything. At this point in time, it seems to be doing relatively good. She seems to be selling quite a bit. And we can, we're going to leave it open. So if you're in the Oklahoma area, anywhere near Christie's Fiber Arts, stop in, see what bags they have there for you. We do have some pre-made of the cord organizers that are out there, that are available there. Also, Janine has them at her store that are available for like Chow the most common for Chow. She carries Chow. I believe they carry Chow out there at Christie's. So you'll be able to get them out there and see what they look like, really get to look at them. And if you want something different, you can always order off of the website. Okay, so those are the three places that we are going to be at for the end of the year. Those are the last and final trunk shows that I have going on. But we have some really super good news. So a yarn store in Ohio reached out to me and asked if I would consider having my bags. She would love to have my products in her shop. She is a new yarn store, and that is Prismatic. I gotta get this straight. I say it wrong all the time. Prismatic Fiber Arts in Uniontown, Ohio. She is a new yarn store. She just opened in October. And she is now carrying a full line of my bags in her store. So if you're in that area, you can get my bags at her store. And on the website, I do list where you can find my bags in any of the stores that carry my bags. So if you're looking for something or you want to see what it is before you buy something, so if you see something on the website, you can actually go to one of these stores, look at it, see what they have, look at what they are, and then order what you want from the website if they don't have a design similar or the same one. Sometimes I have double of them and they're in different places. I send one and I keep one. But that is the newest thing that we have. So we now have our bags in yet another yarn store on a permanent basis, which I am so happy with. I'm so happy that Sam reached out to me for that. And we will end up having to do a trunk show over there sometime next summer and sit down with her for that. Even if she just does a trunk show of what the bags that she has, or we ship some more bags and she adds them to the stack. who knows what we're going to do, but we'll do something there so that we can, for those of you who are in that area, can come up there and knit and spend the day with me there. But that is everything that we have going on for the end of the year, all of our good news. Yeah, I think that's it for today's video. I don't know how long this is going to be. I know I was rambling a little bit, but it's been a long time since I've sat and talked with you guys, and I really miss sitting and talking and going over all of my knit projects. But if you guys have any patterns or any ideas for some vests or some wraps or cardigans, I'm up for a cardigan, or some t-shirts or different things that would be available that, you know, I could use 2 or 3 skeins of yarn. Sometimes I have 2 or 3 that go really nice together, and I don't have a problem with striping all the way along. I don't. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in any of that, please put the links down below. I will check anything out that you have, and thank you so much for watching, sticking with me. I really appreciate it. And I also want to shout out, welcome all of the new subscribers that I have. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate every one of you for subscribing to my channel. I really love doing this, and this has just been so much fun for me. And I want to keep doing it. So I appreciate all of you that subscribe to the channel. So that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you, and I will see you hopefully in 2 weeks. Have a good day. Bye.